Hello everybody, Board Game Lawyer here, and welcome to a new series that I call BGL Recommend. So this is the very first edition of this new series that I'm going to begin, and basically what it's about is I'm going to be featuring card and board games that I enjoy playing that I think that you might enjoy playing as well. And so the very first game that we're going to feature in this series is this card game called For Sale. Now it's from Stefan Dora, and as you'll notice, it's called The Game of Property and Prosperity. And oftentimes games like this are considered to be like palate cleansers. They're very quick games that are a lot of fun that you can play in between larger, crunchier games. And so this one plays very quickly. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. It's probably my favorite, what I would call palate cleanser. And it's for 3 to 6 players. So if you've got a game group that's playing in an evening, you can play this game, and it says 20 to 30 minutes, and it's for ages 8 and up, so it's not overly complex. It also doesn't have a tremendous amount of components to it, but it is very simple and very elegant. So the contents are 30 prosperity cards, or property cards. It has 72 coins, 30 currency cards, and 1 rule booklet. That's all it's included inside. And so you can get this for a relatively inexpensive cost. Let's go ahead and crack open the seal here and see what's inside. See if I can do this without destroying the box. All right, did we get it? Yeah, here we go. Got the plastic off the box. Like I said, there's not a tremendous amount of components in the game, but it is a lot of fun regardless. Sometimes I like those games that have tons of components, and sometimes I just like simple card games that you can throw out there on the table and play very quickly. Get some help with this one. Pretty tight, air sealed, air locked on the box. Maybe you've had games like that before. A little tough to open. Nice and tight, so there we go. All right, so this is Eagle Griffin Games. This is the highlights of the 2021 catalog. Get $5 off any order over $30 placed on Eagle Griffin. EagleGriffin.com. Use promo code. There we go. All right, so it's a little bit of an advertisement here for the game company, and that's who puts it out, Eagle Griffin Games. All right, so let's see what's inside. So we've got the... here is the rule book. Not a very big rule book, so just a few pages, so it doesn't take very much to learn. And so we'll notice that it plays, again, 3 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, duration 20 to 30 minutes. The contents are 30 property cards, numbered 1 through 30. And then as you go inside, you'll see that there's also currency cards that are valued at 0 to 15,000. They skip 1,000 and skipping $1,000, 2 of each. Okay, so we see like we have $8,000, $4,000, $0, and $15,000. There's also 60 coins that are $1,000 coins, and then there's 12 $2,000 coins in the game. All right, then the overview says that one man's castle is another man's cardboard box, or maybe his RV, a treehouse, igloo, skyscraper. In this fast-pacing game of bidding and bluffing, get the highest ranking properties. It's not how much you pay for the properties, it's how much you sell them for. Manage your money wisely during the bidding and property acquisition phase, then outsmart or outguess your rival tycoons during the selling phase. Be the richest real estate mogul at the end of the game to win. So your objective here, it says, is that all players try to purchase the most valuable properties with the least amount of money, and then turn around and sell those properties for the highest valued currency cards. Whoever has earned the most money at the end of the game wins. So what is the setup? It tells us to separate the cards by type, property, and currency, and shuffle each pile. Set aside the currency cards. They will be used in the second half of the game. Place the property cards face down as a deck. Then there's special rules for 3 to 4 players and with 3 to 5 or 5 to 6 players. And then with 3 players, it tells you some specifics about how you can set up the game. So you want it to be balanced, you want it to be fun, and so that's how you can balance the game depending upon the player count. Alright, so let's take a look inside and see the components here. So here is those $1,000 coins. You'll have to pop all those out. Those are cardboard coins, which are nice. It's pretty heavy cardstock here, and they just pop right out. Very good. So you get 2 sheets of those. Okay. And then here's some more. You get $2,000 coins. Notice that some have already fallen out. So there you go, inside. So here's where you're going to put your coins inside the box. You're going to set them right there. And then here are your cards. It's your deck of cards. And we'll crack into that. All right. It's off screen where I can get a good look at it. All right, is that it? Did we get it? All right, glasses. And here we go. Let's try it now. Always the hardest part of opening up a new game sometimes is just getting to it. All right, so it's nicely sealed up. So let's take a look at our cards. So remember, they have these different increments. So this is like no dollars, $0. Then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then another complete set all the way up to 15,000. So those are our currency cards. And we'll set those right over here. Okay, and then this is our property cards. Yep, property cards, and they're numbered 1 through 30. So you'll notice that they get a little bit more valuable as it goes. So you start out by living in a cardboard box with your stray cat in the alley behind you with a couple of cans, beverage cans laying around, not very waterproof. So that is a property number 1. Then we upgrade into our outhouse. That's property number 2. Then you move down into your manhole. So that is 3. So it's a little bit more valuable than living in an outhouse. Maybe not much. It's certainly better than living in a cardboard box. But now we're down in the sewer. We can live there with turtles and eat pizza. Number 4 property is Rex's doghouse. I reside there sometimes, depending on how things go around the home here. So there is number 4. Number 5, you've upgraded to move into a cave. And you'll notice that we have a mountain lion overseeing the entrance to your cave there. Then we go into our teepee. So just slightly more upgraded. Watch out for snakes. Okay, that's number 6. And then we have our turtle outside in the yard behind our tent. That's property number 7. Then we upgrade into an igloo. Maybe not as warm. It's going to be hard to get the mail. Polar bears keeping an eye out in your igloo there. Then we upgrade into our little beach house with a wonderful moat around it. All right, so now we have, we're going to upgrade now into a cabin in the woods. All right, very nice. So that's number 10, the number 10 property. Then we upgrade into our tree house. Treehouse, good place to hang out. Now we have a stone house, a house of stone. That's number 12. Number 13, now we own our own island with the Kraken out keeping an eye on the property for you. It's island property. Then we get our mobile home, which is our camper. Back of the truck, that's property number 14. Number 15, we finally have moved into an actual log cabin. So we're upgrading ourselves just a little bit more. Now we move into our lighthouse. Then onto our houseboat. Beware of crocodiles around the houseboat. Now we're in our luxury RV. That's property number 18. Property number 19 is kind of our apartment here in our old town apartment. So it's a nicer place to live. Now we're moving into our luxury apartments. That's property 20. Then we've moved into an actual house. Kind of looks like the Simpsons house. Number 21. Number 22, we're living in a luxurious house now in front of the mountains with a nice view in the background. And then we moved into our bigger mansion, more like a castle up on the hill. Not quite a castle maybe, but then we've got our beachfront property, our condominiums out there overlooking the ocean. Now we have some more luxury apartments with our little maze outside. Yeah, now we've moved into a much larger castle up on the bluff of the mountain overlooking wonderful scenery. Now we're in even a more luxurious palace. And there we are in another castle, Castle 28. We've moved into our skyscraper, which is valued at 29. And then finally, we have moved into our space station out there orbiting the Earth. So those are our 30 different properties, beginning with a cardboard box and ending with our satellite apartment up there in space. So those are our various properties here. So again, let's take a look at our rules to tell us how to play. It says buying properties, set up, turn face up the number of property cards equal to the number of players. For example, in a 4-player game, turn up 4 property cards. All the face-up properties will now be auctioned so that no player goes empty-handed. Each player may bid or pass. And so it tells us about the bidding. The player who lives in the largest house begins and lays down any number of his coins on the table. Play then continues clockwise around the table. The next player must decide whether he will bid or pass. If he bids, the bid amount must be more than the previous bid. Bidding continues around the table for as many times as necessary until all players have passed. Okay, so we're playing our coins to pay for properties. So let's say it's a 4-player game, and I'll just give the cards here a quick shuffle. Quick shuffle, we put out 4 properties. So we have a 9, which is in our beach property. And then we have a 26, we have a 27, and we have a 28. So we have some expensive properties. Each player is going to bid. So maybe this player bids 1,000. And let's see what we do. He bids 1,000. And then it says cards equal numbers. For example, in a 4-player game, turn up 4 properties. Bidding, the player who lives in the largest house begins and lays down any number of coins into the table. So we're going to ante up by $1,000 if we're down here. The next player must decide whether he will bid or pass. And so, yeah, he's going to put down 2,000. Okay, he's sitting over here, and he's going to put down 2,000. This guy over here says, you know what? I'm going to put out 4,000. Okay, let's make this where we can all see it here. So this one's going to put out 4,000. And this guy over here decides he's going to pass. So if he bids, must bid more than the previous bid. Bidding continues around the table for as many times as necessary until all have passed. So if this person decides that he's going to pass, and this person over here decides that he's going to pass, then this player has bid the most. And then it says passing. If a player passes, he takes the property that remains on the table with the lowest value. So this guy over here passed first, so he takes the 9. This player over here passed next, and so he spends the 1,000, and he takes the 26. This player over here passed, so he takes the lowest card, 27, leaving his coins in the middle there. So he takes the 27 card, and this player over here that bid 4,000 gets the 28 card. Okay, so that's how that works. If players pass, He takes the property, it remains on the table. He also takes back half of his bid rounded down. For example, if a player had previously bid 3,000 but ultimately decides to pass, he takes back 1,000 into his hand. The rest of the money is returned to the bank and is placed out of the game. After all players but one have passed, the remaining player takes the highest valued property but pays the full amount of his bid to the bank. It is not necessary to bid anything to gain the least valuable property. You can pass, pay nothing, and secure the least valuable property at no charge. So this guy paid 1,000 and took this one here. So he gets his. So let's see. Yeah, so he gets his. Let's see. Takes back half of his bid rounded down. So he lost his bid amount. So rounded down would be 0 or 1. So half of it would be 500, but there's no 500 coins. So he would lose his 1,000. And then this guy over here, he bid 2,000, so he'd get $1,000 back. Okay. And then this guy over here would pay the full $4,000. Let's say tip: keep your money secret. Purchase properties are placed face down in front of the player who purchased them. The player who took the most valuable property turns over the next set of property cards for auction and continues play by bidding or passing. This continues until all the property cards have been sold. When all property cards have been sold, phase 1 is finished and unused coins are kept by the players. They will be worth their face value at the end of the game. So that's the first phase of the game, is going through and buying all the properties. We're going to put the next set out, 29, 30, 10, and 11. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll bid around the table. You take back half of your bid. So if you bid $2,000, you get $1,000 back. If you bid $1,000, you don't get anything back. If you bid $5,000 and you're the highest bidder, then that money is just gone. Whatever you don't bid, you get to keep till the end of the game, and then we'll count it up. Okay, so we'll take all of our property cards and place those over here for now. Now let's take a look at phase 2, which is selling properties. It's time to sell your property cards and earn as much money. In this phase, the property cards will be sold for currency cards. As in phase 1, the same number of currency cards will be turned face up as there are players. Each player takes this property card into hand and places one property card face down in front of him. Once all other players have their face down property cards ready to play, all players turn over their property cards simultaneously. The player who has played the most valuable property takes the highest valued currency card. The player who has played second the most has played second most property value card takes the second highest value currency card, and so on. Property cards are then discarded from the game. So you end the game. The game ends when all players have sold all their properties. Players add up their currency cards and remaining coins, and the richest player wins. Ties are resolved in favor of the player with the most remaining cards. So this is a fun part of the phase. So here's all the dollar amount cards. We shuffle all those up. Okay, shuffle them up, and we're going to lay them each face down. So 5,000. Then we've got a $6,000, $7,000, and an $8,000. So the players have all bid and taken properties at this point. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this player puts a card face down. This player puts a card face down. They choose which one they want to put face down. This player puts one face down. This player places one face down. And then we flip them all simultaneously. So 11 is higher than 9, is lower than 27, and 27 is greater than 10. So the order is 27, 11, 10, and 9. And so the highest valued card would go to the 11, the person who played the 27 card. And then the next value down is 11. So the $7,000 one will go to 11. The next player has played a 10. so he gets $6,000. And then this player over here played the lowest amount, so he gets a $5,000. So you hang on to these cards till the end of the game, right? So he gets to keep his card, he keeps his card, he keeps his card, he keeps his card, and all the property cards are discarded. They're gone, okay? And you keep doing that with all the properties that everybody bid on earlier in the game. You do that until all of the currency is gone. And then you add up however much currency you've got, you add your coins to it, and whoever's got the most dollars at the end of the game is the winner. And so that's why it's a quick game. It only takes 20 to 30 minutes to play. It only takes just a few minutes to demonstrate. And usually after you've played one round of this game, everybody's got it. You can play another one quickly. And what we have found is that even though we call this a palate cleanser, a game that you could play in between games, it ends up kind of maybe sometimes taking over the night. Everybody's like, all right, so we don't want to play a chunky game again. Let's play a fun game that's quick. Let's play another game of For Sale. And so that's, in a nutshell, how this wonderful card game works, For Sale. It's a little bit pricey for just a deck of cards and a few cardboard coins, but certainly worth it for me because, again, this is one of my favorite games of all time, For Sale. I've had some of the most fun playing For Sale. I owned it previously in a travel format. They make a smaller one, a smaller box that you can put in your pocket and you can take with you to travel. The coins are a little bit thinner, and that's what ended up happening is I took it over somebody's house and we lost some coins. I guess we got a little too carried away and we lost some coins. So I'm hoping that with this bigger box, cards are the same size, whether it's travel or whether it's the boxed version of the game. The cards are the same size, just the coins are a little bit better, a little bit thicker, and hopefully won't get lost near as easily. The other ones kind of slip away. They're more like paper in the travel edition. So, again, that's For Sale by Stefan Dora. It is Eagle Griffin Games is the maker of this one, and I recommend it. They also make some other good games as well. I haven't got a chance to play too many of these games, but certainly this one's fun. They have Fleet, For Sale Autos, so you can. They have an expansion to For Sale that you can get. Haven't played it yet, but I'm planning on it, as well as some other ones, The Road to Canterbury, and so forth. So, all right. So thanks for watching my unboxing video today. Again, this is BGL Recommends, issue number 1, and hope to bring you issue number 2 shortly. If there's a game that you'd like me to talk about, hey, just reach out to me, boardgamelawyer@gmail.com. Take care, friends, and we'll talk to you later.